What's going on, y'all? Chuck Nunface. Grimsmo Rask. Second one I've had. First one ended up selling a while back. Sold it. The color. Honestly, it's kind of a lame reason to sell something, but the purple color kind of was always looking dirty. It always looked weird. It was a cool knife with the streamlined milling on the scales and everything else. You can go back and you can see the video. Maybe I'll link it in the description. But it always had, anytime it got a fingerprint or anything like that, it had this like dirty bronze look, really inconsistent, blotchy purple bronze color to it. And it just bothered me. And it was something I just couldn't get over. It's superficial and maybe it's a little silly, but I could not get over that. I don't think I'll have that problem with this one. This one is all just raw TI with that dragon scale milling pattern. That just looks amazing. Stonewash blade, RWL 34. This is Grimsmo Rask number 2630. Right there. RWL 34 steel, same as CPM 154. Except it's not made by Crucible. It's made by Damasteel in Sweden. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment if I'm wrong, but I believe Damasteel is in Sweden. And yeah, full TI. The machining and everything about these, the way they're designed, the way they're put together, the meticulous machining, it's just ridiculous. There's not another knife out there that I've experienced that has the same level of attention to detail that Grimsmo does in their knives, especially the Rask. The Norseman, yes, it has a very high level of attention to detail. The design is really over-engineered and everything else, but the Rask just takes it to the next level. You can really see that when you take these apart and you look at all of the internal milling and all of everything that they do inside. Is just, I've never seen that in another folding knife. I've just never seen it. And I've had a lot of top shelf knives come through, customs, but also, top shelf production. We were talking top shelf production. I'm talking about companies like Shirogorov, Koenig Knives, Holt, which I don't have a ton of experience with. I've only had one and it was on the channel. It was the Morpheus. I don't have a ton of experience with Holt, but they're widely considered to be, top-notch machining and engineering. Oz Machine Company, which I had no experience with, which now that they have the XL, I would like to check out. And, there's a couple others out there that could probably be in this conversation. But, I'm just, either I've never experienced them myself or I just drawing a blank on what they're called right now. So we're not mentioning them. It's just the level of engineering and machining and everything else that goes into these is just crazy. I'm going to do another kind of deep dive into the Rask. I think I'm going to do a tabletop video where I open this one up and we just go over some of the details on the inside, because it's so unnecessary, a lot of it. But the fact that it's there is it's kind of mind blowing. I mean, they've got a timestamp on the scale which shows down to the second when the machining process was done on the knife. I mean, I've never seen that before. I've seen dates, of course, but like a timestamp. Now, granted, other manufacturing companies could do that if they wanted to. They just don't want to, whatever the reason is. It's more time, it's more money, it's running the machine for a longer period of time, but in any case, they don't do it. Grimsmo takes the time to do it. The detail, the milling, the dragon scale, this same dragon scale will be on the inside of the pockets that are milled out on this knife. That'll be in there. The way they match up the pocket clip pattern on the dragon scale milling with the scales. I mean, it won't match up at every angle, but it matches. That's attention to detail that you just don't see anywhere else. Does Grimsmo have some faults? Yeah, they have some faults. They're not perfect. Their steel game, it's 2024. We're still using CPM 154/RWL 34. Running it at about 60-61. It can be run harder, but they don't. So they're running it right around there, and it's not a top shelf steel. It's a fine steel, but it's not a top shelf steel. Grimsmo did just announce that they're going to be moving to MagnaCut. I like that. They're going to move to MagnaCut. Hopefully they will keep, or at least add that as an option. Hopefully they will keep it, or they will run it to 63, 64 on the HRC. We shall see. They pay a lot of attention to detail. Hopefully they'll pay attention to heat treat protocols on their MagnaCut as well. I mean, I know of course they're going to cryo treat it and everything else. That's what they do with their RWL34. I'm sure they'll do that with MagnaCut. So hopefully John and Eric Grimsmo and the crew over there will be consistent and really pay attention to data and look to what the community is doing, not just what data sheets are and what is best for, MagnaCut steel. Listen, if every knife came in S90V, I probably wouldn't complain. Every folding knife, I think S90V is fantastic. It's my favorite stainless steel. I think it's perfect for folding knives. But MagnaCut is probably going to be, well, we already know. I've talked about this ad nauseum. It's going to be the steel moving forward for at least the next 5 years, I think. So hopefully they will do that. I do know direct from John Grimsmo's mouth on an Instagram post, I commented, saying hopefully they keep the price the same. He said the price will not change on MagnaCut blades. So that's a positive thing as well. So, yeah, the Rask. Just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit, talk about it a little bit. I think I will do another tabletop video, like I mentioned, where I will take this one apart and we'll go over some of the details inside the knife. But yeah, we'll address all that in a tabletop video. But yeah, pretty excited to have one of these again. It's pretty awesome. Give me a follow if you haven't done so already, or subscribe to the channel. I certainly would appreciate that. Next milestone is going to be 2,000 subscribers. Hopefully we can get there a couple months. We're sitting at just over 1,600 now, so hopefully that'll just kind of keep trending up. I certainly appreciate all your subscriptions, your comments, your likes, things of that nature. Definitely keeps me engaged. I like answering comments and things like that. So certainly drop a comment. I would appreciate that. Share this video out there if you don't mind, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.